how's your life? I hope you are doing well. Welcome back to the third group. Today's discussion about doing discourse analysis. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Tadia Zirialian. Let me define you some topics that we are going to discuss today. The first one, developing a discourse analysis project. The second, choosing a research topic. The third, focusing on the research topic. Fourth, turning the topic into a research question. Fifth, kinds of discourse analysis project. Without further ado, let's come to the first topic. The first topic is about developing a discourse analysis project. There are a number of issues that need to be considered when planning a discourse analysis project. The first of these is that the actual research question. The key to any good research project is a well-focused research question. However, it can take longer than expected to find this question. Cameron 2001 has suggested that one important characteristic of a good research project is that it contains a good idea. That is, the project is about something that is worth finding out about. As Cameron and others have pointed out, deciding on and refining the research question is often the hardest part of the project. Thus, it is worth spending as much time as necessary to get it right. Next, the criteria for developing a discourse analysis project. These criteria include: first, a well-focused idea about spoken or written discourse. Second, an understanding of how discourse analytic techniques can be used to answer the research questions. Third, an understanding of why your questions about spoken or written discourse. And the fourth, the familiarity with and access to the location where your discourse analysis project will be carried out. And then the fifth, the ability to get the discourse data that is needed for the research project. 6. The time it will realistically take to carry out the discourse analysis project. 7. Being comfortable with and competent in the ways of collecting the discourse data required by the project. And then the last, being competent in the method of analysis required for the project. Next, second, choosing a research topic. A good place to start in choosing a research question is by drawing up a short list of topics that interest us. We can do this by speaking to other students, by asking colleges, by asking teachers, and by asking the potential supervisor, as well as by looking up related research in the library. As Cameron 2001 points out, good ideas for research don't just spring from the researcher's imagination. They are suggested by previous research. Then, it is important to read widely to see what previous research has said about the topic that we are interested in, including what questions can be asked and answered from a discourse perspective. This reading will also give a view of what the current issues and debates are in the approach to discourse analysis you are interested in, as well as how other researchers have gone about answering the question we are interested in from a discourse perspective. Let's see the students of Cameron in choosing and refining a research topic. A good example of these can be seen in how the students chose and refined his research questions. His point of departure was his interest in constructive rhetoric and second language writing. He had first met constructive rhetoric in a course he had done on literacy and language education. As a Chinese writer of English, he had often been surprised in his first English academic writing by some of the different conventions and expectations between Chinese and English academic writing. He wondered if constructive rhetoric could help him understanding these differences. He was also interested in discourse analysis, having done a course on this as well. So, some sort of discourse analysis of Chinese and English writing seemed to him to be useful, as well as an interesting topic to investigate. Okay, so this is my last part. It will be continued by my partners.
Hello everyone, my name is Arya Fatima. I'm from group 3. So, now I will continue my friend explanation before. Let's do the first part. Okay, in this part, I will explain about two things. The first thing is focusing a research topic. So, for the focusing a research topic, as students often beginning research start off with a project it's overly large and ambitious. So before write the research, the student will be find out the topic with their want to research, and then before they are focused to a research topic, the students have a step by step to find the interesting and the important topic. Like the first, they can start by getting number potential research topic. This can by making a heavy use to the library, as well as by reading the abstract of recent thesis and dissertation from another research, some which are variable, World Wide Web or in web e-journal and etc. After the reading, there can useful to write a few lines on topic and use this as a basic talk to another people. So the student, after they read another research like a dissertation, thesis, a journal and etc., they can write some topic that want to research. After that, they can talk to another people to get the more idea, and after this step, they can select the want to focusing the topic to research. This is because it is most original and interesting to their research topic. Okay, the next part is turning the topic into a research question. In this part, the student has settled on his topic, but it still needs to be turned into a research question. For example, what are the differences between letter to editor in Chinese and English? So, the question, however, presupposes and outcomes before the study has been carried out. So, the question also does not capture anything to the theory that might be used to answer this. So, his question, because this focus states exactly what aspect or genre theory how he would and draw on his analysis. However, this become clear as he read further to look systematic like that. It is for this part, the student maybe highlight some item. For the first is that is a project that you have a background. The second is expertise, and the third is resource and access to data that they are needed for the project. That there is the highlight of this topic. Well guys, this is the last part of me, and the next will be continued by my friend. See you.
Hi everyone, I'm Nana Nadia. I'm from Group 3, so I would like to continue my friend's presentation about doing discourse analysis. In this part, I would like to tell you about kinds of discourse analysis project. So, there are 7 kinds of discourse analysis project. First, replication previous discourse studies. Second, using different discourse data but the same methodology. Third, analyzing existing data from a discourse analysis perspective. Fourth, analyzing discourse data from a different perspective. Fifth, considering the validity of a previous claim. Six, focusing on unanalyzed genres. 7, mixed method discourse studies. Okay, first, replication previous discourse studies. Replication previous discourse studies refers to the process of conducting new research studies to reproduce and validate the findings of earlier research in the field of discourse analysis. According to Santo 1989, the findings of many studies are often notated by further studies, which follow the same methodology and a similar data set. Second, using different discourse data but the same methodology. When we use different discourse data but the same methodology, they are engaging in what is often referred to as conceptual replication, and it allows to determine if the methodology produces consistent results when applied to diverse contexts or source of discourse. Third, analyzing existing data from a discourse analysis perspective. It can involve examining textual, spoken, or visual material to uncover the way language is used to convey meaning, power dynamic, and social relationship within a given context. Analyzing existing data from a discourse analysis perspective is a systematic process that can help gain deeper insight into the ways of language. It is a powerful method for uncovering hidden meanings, ideologies, and power structure within a various forms of discourse. Fourth, analyzing discourse data from a different perspective. Another possibility is to take data that has already analyzed from one discourse perspective and analyze it from another. Analyzing discourse data from a different perspective involves examining the same data set, often through a different theoretical or analytical lens. By analyzing discourse data from a different perspective, we can enrich the existing body of research and provide a more comprehensive understanding of the communication. And fifth, considering the validity of a previous claim. The validity of a previous claim involves assessing whether the claim is well founded and supported by evidence, and whether it accurately represents the truth or reality of a given situation or topic. Focusing analyze genres in the context of discourse analysis or research involve directing your attention toward types of communication or textual genres that have received, so it can be valuable for expanding the scope of discourse analysis and contributing new insights to the field. Focusing an analyzed genre can provide a fresh perspective and contribute to a more comprehensive understanding of communication and language use. And the last is about mixed method discourse studies. Mixed method discourse studies involve the use of both qualitative and quantitative research methods to investigate and analyze discourse. This approach allows researchers to gain a more comprehensive understanding of language use, communication, and discourse in a given context by combining the strength of both qualitative and quantitative research. Okay, I think that's all from my group. The next material, it will be continued by the next group.
Hi, I'm Rana Fahira. So I'm going to continue the next material. It's about the two sample discourse analysis. So there are two projects that combine the research in approach of discourse analysis. So the first one is the mixed method study, and the second one is the study that combine or that draw non-discourse and discourse analysis. So the next material, we're going to talk about a spoken discourse project. So there is one example. So there is a project that is made from Naken. It's made by Naken. So the project talk about the silent in Japanese students tutorial interaction in English. So the first one that we're going to talk is the summary of the study. So the thing that we can summarize from the study is the first one, Naken 2003, examine the silent in Japanese students interaction in university tutorial in English. And from this study also, we can summarize that she combined the technique of conversation analysis with ethnographic data in order to get multiple perspectives. Okay, the next one is the aim of the study. So the aim of the study, Naken's, the first one is wants to examine the communication problem faced by the Japanese students in mainstream English medium. And the second one, Naken also wanted to see whether there is characteristic of discourse patterns of Japanese students which can be the sources of their communication problem. The next one, it's about the methodology. So in this project, Naken used the methodology that she conduct individual interview, focus group discussion, and also administered questionnaire. And also, she drew this data by using the video and audio recorder and field notes and also artifacts for her, the result of her observation. Okay, now we go to the result of the study. So Naken found several results. The first one, that it shows that the silence was one of the major problems that happen in Japanese students in English medium classroom. And the second one, she also found that there is a degree and type of the silence. So the silence and the degree are varied in the classroom. And the third one, she also found another issue or other issue that relate to the study, like the teacher-students interaction, and then the teacher's control, and then also the system in the classroom. So it also found in the studies. And also there was a conflict between the lecturer's view of the Japanese students in the classroom. So that's are the results that Naken found in the study. The next one, we go to the commentary. So from this study, it can be seen that Naken used multiple data. So she provide the multiple data sources so it can develop analysis of the research question. And also her ethnographic data can give the best insight of the study. And the third one, it also may help from this study, it may help the teaching staff, the students, and other people to focus on the silence of students. So it may help wipe the solution. What happened to the student if they are silent in a class? So this study really helped for those for that. Okay, the last one, we go to the further research. From this research, Naken suggests that there still need we still need to explore further type and aspects of silence among the students. And in the second one, she also suggests the examination of student interaction in different type of study situation. And also she also suggests to reverse the topic. So from Japanese student, maybe we can reverse it to English student in university.
Okay, my name is Siska Pebentini. I will continue to explain about the written discourse project. This is the example of a contrastive analysis of letters editor in Chinese and English. Okay, the first I will explain about the summary of the study. The study by Wong focused on the comparing letters to the editor in English and Chinese. It's written discourse project that combines intercultural rhetoric and the systematic functional view of genre, two different but complementary theoretical frameworks. Wong also explores socio-cultural factors beyond these frameworks to explain the observed similarities and differences in this letter. The second is about the aim of the study. The aim of Wong's study was to investigate the similarities and the differences in the rhetorical structure of Chinese and English letters to the editor. He also aimed to assess the applicability of systematic functional genre theory and intercultural rhetoric in the understanding these distinctions. Additionally, this study sought to uncover the reason behind the similarities and differences in how this genre is used into distinct linguistic and cultural settings. Okay, the third is about the methodology. Wong selected 10 letters to the editor from popular newspaper in both Chinese and English for his methodology. In both datasets, he looked at the logical semantic relationship between sentences, evaluated the rhetorical types such as problem or solution, and then evaluation and exposition, and assessed the general structure. In order to better understand the conclusion of his study, he also studied the research literature on the differences between collectivism and individualism in Chinese and Western cultures. After that, I will explain about the result of the study. Wong analysis revealed that the Chinese and English letters to the editor had some shared generic structures. However, he noted a distinctive feature in Chinese letters, the presence on editor's preview, which was absent in English letters. Chinese letters rely on appeals to values and needs to support claims, while English letters use evidence. Both use consequential and additive logical relationship, but Chinese letters employ consequential relations more frequently. Wong suggests these differences stem from cultural factors. Evidence is prominent in Western culture and it finds its way into the English text, while appeals to value and needs are significant in Chinese culture and appear in Chinese letters. The editor's preview in Chinese letters serves to present societal norms, and the greater use of the consequential relations reflects the common inductive writing style in Chinese and the typical subordinate main sequence. Okay, next is about the commentary. Wong used systematic functional genre studies and intercultural rhetoric to analyze the differences and similarities in English and Chinese letters to the editors. He also considered the motivation behind these differences. While the study could have benefited from broader text sampling and a large dataset, it highlighted the importance of combining linguistic and non-linguistic analysis to understand how and why the same genre is expressed differently in various linguistic and cultural contexts. This approach informed Wong's subsequent contrastive genre study on newspaper commentaries related to the events of 11th of September. Okay, the last is about the further research. Wong recognized the limitation of his initial studies due to the small dataset and specific geographical location. To address this, he conducted subsequent projects analyzing the newspaper commentaries on the events of of 11 of September based on a larger dataset comprising 50 Chinese and 50 English language commentaries from national journal, national specialist, and regional newspaper. In this second project, Wong combined the genre analysis perspective, systematic functional linguistic, and theoretical genre studies. He conducted textual, intertextual, and contextual analysis at the textual level. He examined the generic structure, theoretical types, and participant introduction in the text. The intertextual analysis explored how the text returns other sources and voices, and he discussed the notion of intertextuality across communities of practice. The contextual analysis considered the social culture and socio-political context and the role of the media and terrorism discourse in each setting. This project highlights the importance of contextual analysis in genre study and demonstrate how insights from one discourse analysis project can inform and enhance subsequent, more extensive projects. Wong's work exemplifies the value of exploring the interplay between linguistic and cultural elements in the understanding genre differences. Okay, I think that's all for my explanation. The next material will be explained by my friends.
Hello guys, welcome back with me, Sari Novadila, the last presenter of Group 4. In this video, I will talk about combining discourse and other research perspective and evaluating a discourse analysis project. Alright, the first is combining discourse and other research perspective. Combining discourse analysis with other research perspective can be a powerful way to gain a deeper understanding of complex social, political, or cultural phenomena. When combining perspective, it is important to understand the basis of the perspective taken to understand what the implication of its placement are. People working in the area of conversation analysis, for example, would consider Nakane's combination of conversation analytic techniques and ethnography impossible as for a conversation analyst. The evidence is in the data, and the closest an analyst is able to get to understanding an event is in the transcription and analysis of the data. Alright, it is impossible to mix discourse analysis and other method. What this requires, however, is a clear rationale for putting approaches together. So, combining discourse analysis with other research perspective can offer a more comprehensive understanding of complex issues and enrich the quality of research in various disciplines. However, it requires careful planning, data integration, and a clear focus on the research question to be successful. In the next section, I will explain about evaluating a discourse analysis project that are reliability and validity. Reliability is the consistency of the result obtained in the project. Reliability has internal and external. Internal reliability is the consistency of the data collection, analysis of the data, and interpretation of the result, that is, the extent to which the researchers was consistent in what they did and whether someone else would get the same result if they carried out the same analysis of the data. For example, in the one research, decide which newspaper best represent the genre you want to investigate based on their circulation and which newspaper are most widely read in a particular social and cultural environment. After deciding which newspapers to choose his text from, he chose his text from only these two sets of newspaper. He then analyzed each of his texts in the same way. After internal reliability, there is external reliability is the extent to which another researchers could reproduce the study using the same discourse analysis procedures and obtain the same or similar result to those obtained in the study. For example, Wang provides sample text in the appendix to his research. In the research methodology section, he explains and provides details on each category of analysis so that readers of the research can take the categories and reanalyze the data in the same way, if they wish. In another sense, he provided enough information about the approach he used and the categories of analysis so that others approaching his data in the same way would produce the same finding. The second one is validity. Validity is the extent to which a piece of research actually investigates what it says it will investigate, and the truth or the accuracy of the generalization being made by the researchers. Validity has internal and external. Internal validity is to how far claims about cause are true in the situation being studied. And external validity is to the extent to which the result of the study can be generalized from the sample used in the study to a broader population. Alright, I think that's all about my part, and see you in the next video.